motion number 13 at page 3 of today's order paper, that this House adopts the second report of the Appointment Committee on His Excellency the President's nomination for appointment as ministers. And Mr. Speaker, in doing so, I present the committee's report. Right Honorable Speaker, the President's nomination of Honorable Governors Kwame Agbodza as a Minister for Roads and Highways, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, Minister responsible for Education, Honorable Opoku, was referred to the committee responsible for appointment. Mr. Speaker, the committee, after due deliberations and vetting of the respective minister designates, present this particular report to the House for consideration. And Mr. Speaker, I urge the House to adopt the report after further urging the Hansard Department to capture the entire report as having been read by me. Mr. Speaker, I then proceed to look at paragraph 7.0 of the report, that is the conclusion. Mr. Speaker, the committee, in accordance of the provisions of Article 78(1) of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and Standing Order 217, deliberated on the 3 ministerial nominations made by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana. The nominees exhibited competence, extensive knowledge, and exceptional skills in addressing matters relevant to their respective ministries. The committee therefore recommends to the House by consensus, Mr. Speaker, consensus, unanimity, the adoption of its report and the approval of Honorable Kwame Agbodza as the Minister responsible for Roads and Highways. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Kwame Agbodza currently is the Majority Chief Whip. Mr. Speaker, we further recommend for adoption by the House Honorable Haruna Iddrisu as Minister responsible for Education. He was the former minority leader. And Mr. Speaker, finally, we recommend that the House approve Honorable Opoku, who has been a long-standing ranking member on food and agriculture. Mr. Speaker, respectfully submitted. I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, the motion has been moved and it's now for secondment. Yes. Honorable Member for Futu. And
on this rising, I am to second the motion, and I'm doing so. I want to make some few observations. First, to commend the chair of the committee for his industry in seeing to it that we conduct this exercise. Mr. Speaker, the report of the committee It's a 7-paragraph report with unnumbered pages. I shall start first with Honorable Haruna Iddrisu. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, an experienced member of the House, distinguished himself during the vetting process. But our side of the House had some issues regarding some key policy commitments of the NDC in its manifesto. Mr. Speaker, the NDC in its manifesto made a commitment to Ghanaians that it was going to ensure free first-year tuition for our children going to the tertiary. So in other words, parents, upon hearing this, voted for them, thinking that if the NDC should assume office, the first year fees will be paid. Is this NDC government telling Ghanaians that there is a voice for taking votes and another voice for governing? That when they campaign, they say one thing, and when they govern, they say another? Mr. Speaker, what I was expecting the respected Honorable Haruna Iddrisu to tell us was that the government was going to call for the total enrollment and order the universities not to levy the students or waive it, and government was going to reimburse the universities. What are we hearing? What are we hearing?
Starting with my brother, Honorable Kwame Agbodza, with his wide range of experience in project management, infrastructure development, I believe that he is good for the job that he has been appointed to do. My only challenge in that sector is the debt of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis awaiting him. But I know that with collaboration with the Minister for Finance, he will be able to scale through to make sure that our roads are worked on. I know that the road from Bolaga to Plumakom is under construction. It has been there for the past 8 years. We were told that they have to readjust the contract. The contract has been readjusted, but the road has not been worked on. Traveling from Bolaga to my constituency would have taken me just 1 hour, but today I need about 2 hours, even more, to get to Timpani constituency. And I believe that with his experience, he's going to do a good job and complete that road for us. It will be difficult for me to talk about my senior brother, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu. It is normal for a woman to say that my mentor is a woman, but for me, my mentor is a man. He acts as a mentor. I like his humility, with the fact that yesterday he was able to mention that he started his education from Kulikuli School. Those from the northern will understand what Kulikuli means. Kulikuli is a food made from granules. From that humble beginning, he has gotten to this level. It is just to tell us, especially the youth, that you can start from anywhere and even get to the place you want to be.
By Honorable Kwame Agbodza for the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and Honorable Haruna Iddrisu for Ministry of Education, and Honorable Opoku, Ministry of Roads and Agriculture. Mr. Speaker, we're all aware that these are all colleagues who have been with us in this Parliament and by the constitutional provisions are definitely qualified for the nomination to the various posts to which they have been designated. Mr. Speaker, a lot has been said about the nominees. And in seconding the motion, the Honorable Minority Leader, who appears to have studied the manifesto of the NDC inside out, and who appears to have fallen in love with the manifesto and the promises of the NDC. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, as I listened to him, I'm wondering whether he didn't vote for the NDC. Mr. Speaker, he shows so much love for the promises that we made. And every day he commits himself and promises that he's going to ensure that the promises we made to the people are implemented. If he doesn't believe in those promises, I don't see why he is that committed to the implementation of those promises. So, Mr. Speaker, I am happy to observe that the Minority Leader has fallen in love with the promises made by the NDC. But let me assure him that we have started implementing the promises. I can tell him on authority that the President John Dramani Mahama has already transferred over 101 million cedis to the secondary schools to deal with the purchases that he's talking about. I can show you evidence.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the second report for the appointment of the Minister Designate for Education, Roads and Highways, and the Minister Designate for Food and Agriculture. Yes, I would like to start with the Minister for Roads and Highways. And I know the Honorable Minister Agbodza is a respectable architect, and I enjoyed his interview. Honorable Minister Designate for Roads and Highways made a statement that it's cheaper to construct asphalt roads as compared to concrete roads. And it's definitely true, because it costs about twice the amount of funds that one needs to construct an asphalted road as compared to concrete roads. But that is for the initial cost. But for the long-term cost, it's cheaper for one to construct the concrete roads because of its durability and longevity. So if the opportunity comes, I want to encourage that we do more of concrete roads since the long-term wise is going to be cheaper. Then also, he also committed to completing ongoing roads projects. And I believe that the one in my constituency, Offenso North, specifically Afranchua, Kumadai, and Kinkenso, and Kobreso will be completed. Then, of course, I want to move to the Honorable Minister Designate for Education. I have no doubt the Honorable Haruna has the capacity and the ability to deliver under the Ministry of Education. But on page 23, since this house is a house of records, the report is not too clear, and I read, he attributed the previous government's inability to achieve the initiative to expand TVET to 20 or 30. These are nominal figures, and I don't know what kind of description one will give to these figures. But I want to put on record that since independence, the just outgone government is one that has increased infrastructure as far as TVET is concerned, and so much investment has been contributed to TVET in this country. And we have been able to quadruple enrollment in the TVET sector, and it has to be acknowledged as that. And we cannot attribute the fact that we were not able to achieve our initiative to expand TVET to just capping GET fund.
saying that all three nominees performed fairly well. I listened to them in detail. Honorable Kwame Agbodza, my good friend. And Speaker, let me not belabor the point. The former sector minister has dealt with a number of inaccuracies that were put out. And so I wouldn't spend too much time on that. Speaker, the three of them sounded very ambitious, which is very good. We, on this side of the House, will be watching. We will be watching. If indeed a review of the free SHS is not cancellation, time will prove. If a review of the free SHS is not cancellation, time will tell. There is a huge expectation out there. And you have said that all the good works of the new patriotic party led by His Excellency Akufo-Addo will Christ the nation. We hear you. We are just wishing you well.
The question is, all those in favor that motion listed 13 in today's order paper be adopted, say aye. All those against, say no. Honorable members, it's obvious the ayes have it. The motion is hereby adopted. And that this Honorable House has adopted His Excellency the President's nomination of Honorable Kwame Agbodza as Minister Designate for Ministry of Roads and Highways. Honorable Haruna Iddrisu as Minister Designate for Ministry of Education. And Honorable Opoku as Minister Designate for Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Honorable members, on behalf of the House, I would like to extend a word of congratulations to our colleagues. I think the three nominees or minister designates are all members of the House. We believe they will make us proud in their ministry that they are going to head.